Welcome Capricorn to your June reading for 2023. How are you guys doing? Hope you are doing well. So Cap, I just tune into your energy a little bit and we're like, let's just go. Let's just go. It's like, okay, we'll just start recording and see what wants to come true for you guys, because there's some balance needed, and I'm sensing that there's just multiple areas in your life that are pulling at you at once. Maybe it's your aspiration, maybe you just feel really like I just want to go, I just want to get it done, I just want to do this. Chariot and the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, it's like I want to have this and I want to do that. And wow, Cap, that's the thing. Energy, let's just go. Just go for it. Okay, so let me just see. What is all of this about? Because I'm sensing at it's just not just one area of your life, it's just multiple things that are just under construction, but like in a good way. Like we are, going to businesses or business appointments with the architects, and we're going to envision this thing. We're not only going to envision the perfect way of having your income, but also like a relationship and travel versus being at work, and the freedom and free time, and like all of those things. Like everything is up for like renewal and just restructuring things. So there's, like I said, even if that's not really the case for you at this moment in time, I'm just feeling like there's a part of you that doesn't really want to settle, because you feel like you just intuitively pick up on that there are big things happening. You shouldn't settle. You shouldn't just, this feeling that I'm sensing when I'm tuning into your energy. It's like, I'm just gonna, like, I can do this. I can do this as a side business, like a startup, I have this thing with these people, and then I'm just gonna put in some work by myself, and it's a good balance. And it's, I want to be being able to really show myself that I can do this. That's what I'm hearing. Like you want to see yourself on that horse, so that's six of wands energy, and you want to see yourself there. You're trying to envision there, but you're also trying to give yourself that recognition first. Like you want to show something and prove something to yourself. That's what I'm picking up on. So the Chariot and the High Priestess, this could definitely indicate that something about a connection with someone, because Cancer represents your 7th house. This could be a Cancerian who's interested. Capricorn, now you know. It's always a very interesting connection between two opposite signs. They can be each other's best friends or each other's opposite, but sometimes that's why they just attract. So I'm sensing that, like I said, this could be a Cancerian in your energy, but I don't want to overly focus on, because obviously not all my Capricorns are dealing with Cancerians. But we are, however, about to enter Cancerian season and Cancer energy, which is your opposite sign, which equals, for my Capricorn risings, your 7th house. So once again, it has to do with relationships and who you are in a relationship with yourself, and then in connection to other people, romantic friendships. It's like could be family bonds and things like that. There could just be a lot transpiring, Capricorn. But I'm also sensing that even now, even more now, I'm hearing even more now, I want to be able to feel connected, and I want to feel that I have space to express myself and space to do the things that make me happy, and to not feel like I'm held back. You just want to free yourself and find a way to make it work. Some of you may be doubting if you are like even in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to say good enough for another person because that's so 2006. I'm sorry. It's kind of tough. Sorry, I had to just. I don't know. It's just funny to me. Okay. And that's the thing. It's a Cancerian thing. I'm sorry. Lord, sometimes I think laughing is unhealthy. Well, if you have asthma, it is sometimes. Anyways, we laugh at our own jokes, and that's the thing. I have Capricorn friends, okay, and not everybody is the same, and I totally get it, and we're all more than a sun sign or a rising or a moon. But that's the thing that I love the best with one of my best friends. Like, we've been through life and back a couple times. I feel sometimes we're already 80 years old. But the thing with her and me is like we can really laugh at each other's things and at our own jokes, and that's just the funniest, you know. I mean, I'm not saying we are the funniest. I'm just saying, like, if you can have just, you know, any level of humor about any situation, whether that is perceived as something really sad or really funny or really happy, it doesn't matter. Like, you can just joke around about it, and that brings about that light energy. So also what I'm really sensing in your space, it's like, even no matter, you know, what the outside appearance may be, there's always another way of looking at it. It's always another approach that may allow a lighter energy to come in. And I'm really connecting these cards constantly because there's just intuitively, everything's just guided by this intuitive sense of self. And like I said, maybe you were doubting whether that person is interested in you or not, or if you even have to offer something to this person. Like, maybe they're already so established or whatever. Like, maybe the thing you more normally feel like you're adding to someone's life, maybe that's the thing they already have plenty of, and maybe feel a little uncertain. But that's like that inner voice, because they're letting me know very strongly. It's like they see a whole future with you. They already have these, you know, ways of looking at you and the potential of you. So they really do see you in your highest light. Just because sometimes we can't see that ourselves doesn't mean that there are enough people out here in the world that are, you know, meant to enter our lives some way, shape, or form to reflect something back to us that they see. You have the Queen of Swords as well, with the Page of Swords. King of Swords. It's a lot of sword energy. Yeah, that's the thing. We're overcoming this. Like, why is this so interesting? It's like that Saturn energy of the mind. That Saturn mind. It's transforming, transmuting into something much more constructive. It's like it was first destructive and now it's constructive. So now it actually, you know, sometimes a little bit rough around the edges, but it gets things done without either bullying yourself or, you know, putting yourself through things that are not healthy. It's like, it's sometimes hearing a little bit of tough love, but like in a healthy way, in a motivating way, in a way of that you can look in the end of the road and think, whoa, I'm really proud of myself. Not like, yeah, well, you know, it's nothing because other people do this and I only got up at 6, you know, and other people get up at 3, so it's not even that big of a deal. It's like, no, I'm really proud of myself. I got up at 6. I wanted to do that. I wanted to wake up with the sun. I wanted to do that meditation, then start my work day and end at 3 o'clock. I did that. I'm like super happy about it. Like, I finally did that, you know? It's a different way. So working through that is mindset. But I am sensing, because that's something I was picking up on a little bit earlier, Cap. They were saying they wanted me to talk a little bit about narcissistic people or people with strong narcissistic tendency, because in some way, shape, or form we all have the ability and have that within us. But, you know, people who are able to regulate that, you know, obviously don't put that into work in order to control other people and their minds or their well-being. But let's just keep that in a little bit of a box, because it's such a bright range, and that's also one of the things I'm feeling hesitant to really talk about it. But they're constantly like, no, let's talk about it a little bit, because it has something to say. There's deeper message in the way they want me to put it. They're saying, because it was about that that reflecting that light back to you, the potential that they see in you. And that's why also some people fall victim. I don't know if that's the way to... Okay, just take all of this, what I'm saying, with a grain of salt, all right? Because I will not be saying it in all the right words where everybody feels completely aligned with it. Which is fine, because it's just something I'm channeling and I'm just gonna put it out there. Okay. So what I was saying was, people who tend to be affected by narcissistic people in their lives often have a lot of low frequency energy when it comes to their own self-love. A lot of times they grew up in a household whether they were neglected or loved conditionally. In some way, shape, or form, all love is a form of conditioned, but overall, when there's like really strong conditions, like if you don't do this or if you don't eat your food, you're gonna go, like, you know, like very conditioned love often results into being very tuned in to, am I doing the right thing? Is this good? Is a person happy? It's like really tuned in with your surroundings, highly in tuned. Because that's the way of coping. Like, you don't want to make, you know, for example, like your parent mad, or, you know, when you're very small, that is a way of coping. And it's not something we're always conscious about. Sometimes it happens between the lines, but it does affect us moving forward on how hard and how little of space we have for our own well-being and like our emotions and things like that, and being able to really just push through and like not show ourselves that compassion or that unconditional love, right? And with you guys, that is a big part of your journey in this life as a Capricorn Sun Moon Rising. It just is a big part of you needing to set yourself free from that conditional love when it comes to yourself. And sometimes it's hard to accept ourselves completely and fully and wholly, but to love ourselves through any situation, regardless of if we have the right intention and, you know, through success and failure and all of that. So back to being vulnerable towards a narcissistic person in your life is a lot of times the people who love themselves in that conditional way and extend unconditional love to others because they want to love others the way that they wish they were loved as either a child or in other time in their lives or just by themselves. Maybe it's a past life thing. Because narcissists are capable of putting themselves at a pedestal in their own life. And there are many forms of it. So also you have very insecure narcissistic people. But what I found very intriguing is that often the people who get affected by them the strongest, and the narcissist can get the hold on the strongest, are the people with the most freaking endless, like, to put that, potential, to the core potential to become in their lives. They hold this light, they hold this thing, and they are a little bit in their own way, because that's the thing they have to overcome in order to unlock all of that potential, that light, and also them being able to recognize it within themselves. The narcissist instantly scans that potential. They see right through all your self-sabotaging behavior you got going on and masks that is around it. They sense it. They have this sixth sense almost with people with potential. So if they can continue to keep you small and make sure you cannot get to that and unlock that inner, potential within yourself, that makes them feel more powerful. And so their narcissistic basically tendencies like actually bear fruit for them, because they feel more empowered by being able to keep someone with such amazing potential stuck in a place where they just serve you, the narcissist, for example, and not you, but them, where you serve them and unconditionally love them and accept them, and they keep you small in return, and that makes them feel powerful. So it's a very often people who have such amazing potential and love and light within them, they sometimes have a person in their energy they just don't like them. No matter how hard the unconditional loving person tries, for example, to just be nice and kind and all of that, instantly there's this, no. So they're not necessarily only gonna come into your life and take you. Sometimes they just neglect you. Like they don't want your kindness, they don't accept you, they make you feel bad about yourself, and that effect that they can have on you with someone who, if they would come out of that, they could actually have all this potential and see that. That's the best way to keep control over you. And so they neglect you. They are nice to everybody in the group except for you. And so there's many different forms, and I don't want to say like this is the truth and this is 100% always accurate in every, narcissistic person. I'm just saying there's a big form of that, and that's one of the reasons sometimes someone just won't like you. Often it's a narcissist, and they don't like you because they see the light within you that you can't see just yet. And sometimes when we get into that point in our lives, we can look back and see that person, and then we can actually see it for what it was, and we're like, oof, can't believe I worked so hard for that person to like me when I don't even like them. Or it's like, it's another form of control. And sometimes this is the role we play in our own lives. Subconsciously. Capricorn. Sometimes we are that to ourselves. But mostly it comes about sometimes from actually, being on the receiving end of that behavior of someone else. And then continue that narrative within our sense of, in our own lives, in the way that we treat ourselves. So there's this overcoming of these sorts. That's why they wanted me to talk about it. And there's just this ending of this, I'm hearing monkey mind, ooh, it's just a lot. It's also a little bit that Sag energy that I'm feeling like I have so many emotions about so many different things. I don't even know where to start. And maybe your cusps. But overall, you're unlocking your full potential, definitely. And I'm just here for the show, Capricorn. I love this energy. Okay, so, what else? There you are. In your highest form, strength and the devil. 2 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles came with the 10 of Pentacles. It's a whole new vibe, and you're designing a whole new mood board. It's like that mood board that I used to think of. I don't even really want that anymore. Like, it's lovely on someone else, but I kind of have different type of aspirations in my life. Just don't get lost in the hype. Understand the balance, like what's emotionally fulfilling you and what is fulfilling you based on that, what people are cheering you on for. You need to cheer yourself on first, like yourself on first. Okay, that's very important that connection stays there, because you can get lost in the recognition that you're getting. Someone is like, could be like completely over you, like all over you. Like, oh, Kev, like, it's just amazing, like this thing, nobody can do it the way you do it. And it's like, oh, maybe it's like continue to do this, but maybe there's also some other things in your life that they're just waiting for you to unlock, because you have great potential. Okay, once you get out of your own way, there's like for real no stopping you. Four of Cups. Yep. You're over something. Like you're starting to see a couple of things. Like a person who always just responds in a certain way. You're like, I just can't anymore. Like no matter what I try or how I bring it, the answer or the way of the approaching them, you know, it's just always the same. So I'm not going to just go out of my way to impress this person or this job or whatever. Like I'm just gonna do the bare minimum where I'm, you know, that is acceptable and that I'm willing to give to this situation, to this, I'm hearing situation once again, so situation. And yeah, that's it. And you're forcing yourself to be like, you can't continue to focus on things that aren't moving. The things that are not flowing, the universe literally communicating through that, because there's so much that you can try out and do. And the moment the energy starts to flow there, like understand that that's a sign from the universe, like, okay, I'm opening up doors here, like go. It's for you. And when you force and push and pull and it's like, you know, it gets a lot of frustration, know that it isn't for you at this moment in time. Try to find other ways to go about it, or to maybe break for it, for you take a break from it for some time and try something different, or just break it off altogether. All right. I'm going to pick up a oracle message for you. My tendency were to keep these readings very short for June. Failed. It's okay. You see, it's okay. Serenity. Yeah, that's important. Serenity with the Star card. It says the most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor and nurture and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. The word serenity, Capricorn, is your like meditation word for this month, okay? Find an affirmation or focus on the word serenity, or try to define what that means to you and what it would feel like to you this month. Because next month, you know, people want to see you again because, you know, Cancer season. They're about to call you. So take those moments for yourself this month. I love and appreciate your presence here if you are still here, Capricorn. Have a beautiful month of June, and also happy Pride to everyone, and I'll be back soon.